What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I haven't posted over here in a while, guys. That's basically because nothing's been happening. But over the last couple of weeks, something with my wife's car has become obvious. We've had the car now for about 11 years. We bought a 2008 Infiniti G37 back in 2011. I had the car for 11 years. It's been a good car, but there comes a time where you just have to move on. And that time is now. We like the G37, but it's time to move on. So we got something else. Let me show it to you. All right, guys, so here's a 2008 Infiniti G37 Coupe. This is a journey. We bought this car back in 2011. Okay, had 46,000 miles on it when we bought it. Currently, it has just about 105,000 miles. She's been a pretty good car, but at this point, she's pretty beat up. You know, you can see that there's some flaking on the paint there on the front bumper. This headlight is starting to yellow. We could probably clean that up, but you know, it's showing its age. It's a 2008. It has a 5-speed transmission. In 2009, they came out with a 7-speed. So this one really doesn't cruise on the highway very well, but it's basically been a local car, you know, and it's been pretty good. This is the second set of tires that we put on it. I did the brakes once. They're just about ready to be done again, you know, so she still looks pretty good, you know, but it's time. It's time for us to move on. This car is not good on gas. It runs on premium fuel only, so we have to have a minimum 91 octane in it. The brakes are just about ready to be done. The tires are ready to be changed, you know. It's a little saddening to see it go, but after 11 years of ownership, the car is not good on gas, and it's time to move on. This has got a powerful V6 in it. It's a fun car to drive, but getting roughly 20 miles per gallon on premium fuel is really not good in today's world. It's time to get something for us that's better on gas, runs on regular gas. And there's other things about it. I mean, we can take a look inside and I'll show you. If you can see that, the seats are starting to show its wear. You know, it had a lot of technology for its day, but it's dated. It doesn't have Bluetooth. You can't Bluetooth music to the phone. There's a lot of problems with it. The infotainment center is antiquated, but we got another car coming, and you know, once again, I'm sorry to see this one go, but we got something else, and we're gonna go get it now. Okay, guys, so one last look at a car that we've owned for 11 years. It's been a good car. Here again, you could see the condition that it's in. Driving it over here, we noticed lots of things about it. It doesn't drive as good, probably needs struts, definitely needs tires, definitely needs brakes. Interior is starting to crack around the AC vents. You name it, all these little things. It would cost several $1,000s to fix this car, and in the end, we would end up with an old car that's not good on gas. And it really is time to move on. It's sad, okay, but we're gonna replace it, okay? And we're very happy with what we got. We got this little guy right here, 2019 Hyundai Kona. This is the ultimate version that has the 1.6 liter turbo engine. Generates about 175 horsepower and about 190 pound-feet of torque, all coming in before 5,500 RPM. Torque comes in somewhere around 1,500 and stays at its peak until about 4,000 RPM. Now, this is the lime green version. This car has 14,000 miles on it. We're in Fort Myers, so the airport is close by. You hear those jets coming by. But we couldn't turn this car down. I mean, this is a nice little ride. It's a snappy little car. This is a car for my wife. It's not for me. I have another car that I'm going to show you at some point. But this car's got 14,000 miles on it. It's got the full Hyundai 7-year, 100,000 mile warranty remainder. We bought a little extension on bumper to bumper, so we're covered. for the next 7 years. Okay, up to 100,000 miles. So she's beautiful. The car is flawless. It had an excellent Carfax. Look at the beautiful wheels. Love the lime green, whatever they call that. And she's literally a perfect car for my wife to drive because she does some traveling. Okay, it's more compact than the G37. It'll fit in the driveway a little bit better. And we love everything about it. It has just enough utility, and we're really excited. So we're gonna go inside and finish up all the paperwork. We gotta say goodbye to our G37. She's been a good car, but it's time to move on at this point. So this is our last look. Like I say, this is very sad. We really do like this car, but it really is time, and it's time to go. You know, I want to show you a few things about it again. You know, some of the things that are really not fixable. And if you look close, you could see the interior, the vinyl or whatever it is around the AC vents is damaged and cracking. You know, the seats are really starting to come apart. The options in this car were good for the day, but really it's dated at this point today. The only thing that's really nice about this car is the 3.7 liter V6. I mean, this VQ Infinity engine is one stout little ride, but like I say, it's dated. It only has a 5-speed transmission. Cruising at 70 miles an hour, she tacks out at just about 3,500 RPM. Which is, you know, really bad for gas mileage. Not a good cruiser on the highway, but recently this bumper has been replaced. We had that damaged. Somebody hit her in the back, you know, yeah, this is the last look. This is our G37. We're gonna let it go today, but we're moving on to something a little bit more up to date, not as upscale as an Infinity, but we're really excited about this Hyundai Kona. Okay, everybody, so here she is. We got the car back into our neighborhood, and we're just gonna do a little video of it. 2019 Hyundai Kona. This is what they call lime twist. That's what this color is called. And it's got lime accents on the interior too. So we really like this car, guys. It was tough for my wife to part with the Infinity. We had the car for a long time. It's a powerful car. She really liked driving it. But it's time, you know, there just comes a time that you got to move on. So we got this little guy here. And, you know, we're in the middle of the chip shortage right now. So getting a decent car used not only is hard to find, but you're going to pay a little bit more for it than you otherwise would have a couple of years ago. So we paid a good buck for this car, just about what it sticker price for when it was new back in 2019. But it has 13,000 miles on it, and it is the model we want. I think if there was any option that I might have wanted other than what we have in this car, I would say I would have liked it to be all-wheel drive. So this one's front-wheel drive only, and that's about the only thing that I could say I would like to see in the car. Other than that, she's exactly what we want. This thing has the 1.6 liter engine, makes 175 horsepower. When you drive it, you think it's got more. This thing really zips with that 7-speed DTC transmission that's in this car. We like the lime twist. That's a color that really confirmed the deal for my wife. There was one time back in 1978, many, many years ago, she owned a Plymouth Arrow GT that was a green, very much like this one. So we're happy with this car. Everything about it. It's the first 4-door car that my wife has ever owned. And let me see if I can show you some of the things about it. You know, it's got some space in the back. This is not considered a sport utility. This is considered a crossover utility, or CUV. So it's got a little space in the back right there for groceries. All right, so that's good, and also for suitcases and stuff when my wife wants to travel. And you know, we got a back seat, you know, so there's plenty of stuff back here. And the interior also in the front is very nice with the lime accents. You can see them there, lime accents around the vents, around the shifter, in the seats. You know, this really isn't anything like an Infinity. These are cheaper materials, but Hyundai does a pretty good job of making them look nice. This car, like I say, with 13,000 miles on it, it's essentially brand new. It drives perfectly. Really happy with it. So yeah, this is what we got, guys. This is the next car for my wife. Really nice little ride. She's snappy. She moves along real good. Here's another look at the interior from the driver's side. Like I say, you can see the lime accents there. Really kind of cool looking interior here. It's got a nice infotainment center there with a lot of functions. You know, she's pretty well laid out. And the car is really nice because it drives perfectly straight. Whereas sometimes you buy a car that wanders around the road a little bit. This one doesn't. This one drives straight. You know, and that's important because this baby's going to see a lot of highway driving. Let's take a look under the hood. Okay, so here it is. Very small 1.6 liter four-cylinder, but this is a turbo. You can see the turbo. You see some of the plumbing for it back in there, but just a very simple, basic four-cylinder turbo car. She makes a lot, I mean, I wouldn't say a lot of power, 175 horsepower. Personally, I think it's underrated. This thing runs like it's got more. But more importantly, it has a really strong torque curve. From about 1,500 RPM to roughly 4,000 RPM, this thing is making its torque, and it's really moving this little car. I've driven a lot of cars that have 2-liter four-cylinders without turbos, and I gotta tell you guys, I could never own a car like that. It doesn't have any torque. You have to press on it to make it give you power. It has to rev up to 5,000 RPM to make power. This one, just driving around, you feel the torque. It pulls the car around. In normal driving like that, it doesn't rev over 3,000 RPM, but you feel the car moving. And that's all because of the little turbo on this 1.6. So it really makes for a snappy ride. There you can see the emblems, 1.6 turbo. These cars, if it has all-wheel drive, there'll be an emblem just below that shows the all-wheel drive. And I want to just point something else out. You see this right here? There was one time I was vlogging back here and I nearly stepped in fire ants. Well, there's a colony of ants right there, but those are not fire ants, guys. Those are pyramid ants. This is another colony of them right here and there. You can see by the way the shape of the little hill is, they are not fire ants, they're pyramid ants. These are not aggressive ants. If you step on that, they won't attack you, they won't bite you. But they're there, and they're okay. Usually when they treat the grass, they'll put something down that'll treat it for the fire ants, but it won't kill the pyramid ants, and that's cool with me because they're okay. They don't bother you. But there's our car, guys. Really nice Kona. We're gonna have this one for a few years. Well, there you have it, guys. 2019 Hyundai Kona Ultimate. Really nice car, I think, anyway. Not at the level of an Infiniti, but my wife really likes the car, so we got it. We're happy with it, and she's going to do a lot of traveling with it. Right now, guys, we're in a time that it's really hard to find a good used car. With this chip shortage, used car values are going up, and finding low mileage used cars is hard to find. That Hyundai Kona, basically, with 13,000 miles on it, we paid close to the sticker price for it that was on it when it sold in 2019. So we paid a lot of money for it, but we also got a lot of money for that Infiniti. We looked online and we saw some pretty ratty Infinitis selling for about $10,000. That dealer gave us $9,000 for that car, and it was needing like $3,000 worth of repairs. It needed brakes, it needed brake fluid flush. There were problems with the interior that were not going to be fixed. There were, paint issues with it, and the car had been hit a couple of times. It had been repaired a couple of times. It's really bad on gas. Not a good car to have today. So it was time, and this is just the way things go. There comes a time when you just got to move on. We moved on to the Hyundai Kona. My wife is really happy. I'm happy that she's happy. So it's all good. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one.